Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about something interesting, that is this. Well, what is this? This is an Arduino Uno, and in this video we are going to start things off with this thing and develop our way through the series. So, let's get started. What is an Arduino Uno? I'm sure you have that question. So, let's answer that. Arduino is not just a hardware platform like we saw earlier. It is a community of makers, thinkers, and inventors who share a passion for creating. At its core, Arduino consists of a microcontroller board and a user friendly development environment. This combination allows you to write and upload code to the board, turning your ideas into realities. Let's take a closer look at the key components of the Arduino board. First one is the microcontroller. This is the brain of every Arduino board and is responsible for executing your program. In the Arduino board, the microcontroller used is the Admega 328P. The next thing we are going to look at is analog and digital pins. If you look closely at the Arduino board, you can see
14 digital pins.
and 6 analog pins. So these pins allow us to connect external devices into the Arduino board, which can either act as a output or an input device. Some examples are sensors, actuators, motors, LEDs, etc. There's a huge difference between digital pins and analog pins. That is, analog pins on the Arduino can read a range of values. That is, in the Arduino Uno board from 0 to 1 to 023 or 1023, but it depends upon the board. They're used for sensors that provide continuous output like light sensors or temperature sensors. We are going to be looking at this in more detail in the coming episodes. Digital pins, on the other hand, can only read two values or output two values, that is, high or low. High can be 5 volts and low can be 0 volts, but it varies according or depending upon the board. But in Arduino, you know it's going to be 5 volts and 0 volt. They're used for digital input like buttons or output like turning an LED on or off. We have been looking at theory for a lot of time. I know it's boring, so let's get practical. In the first example, or in the first code that we are ever going to write into the Arduino, we are going to blink an LED. I know it sounds boring, but this is the first step to becoming a pro. So let's just get right into it.
Wait man, I don't have an Arduino board.
Options when it comes to buying an Arduino. First thing is that you can buy it from their official website and get the original Arduino board. This costs around $30, which is kind of high compared to clones that you can get for $3 4. But if you're starting out with Arduino, I recommend getting this one because this is the original board. And when you want to have many Arduino boards lying around, you can buy the clones of them. But this costs around $30 and doesn't have any external components or additional components that you can connect to. So what I recommend is getting a starter kit like the official Arduino one, but that costs around $100. But it is kind of justifying its price because it almost includes everything that you're going to be needing, and it includes a great book. But if you cannot spend about $100 on buying a kit, you can always look for cheaper alternatives on sites like Amazon. A particularly good one that I recommend is anything from Lego. Like, they're really good, and for this price, they almost provide everything. I will leave some recommendations down below, and you can browse through them and choose one you like. Now we are getting into real action, and I have my Arduino board over here. This is not the original Arduino board, and it's a clone, but it's fine. So we're going to do our first project like we said earlier, which is to blink an LED. So there's an inbuilt LED over here. As you can see, this is this L over here, and we are going to blink that. And this is actually really easy and really simple to do. So first what you're going to do is you're going to find a USB A to B cable. This is usually found in printers. So if you have a printer code lying around, this might work. Or you can just plug it into your Arduino, just like this. Oh, all right. So to program our Arduino, we need a software. You can find it in the arduino.cc website and go to software. Then once you click that, you'll be open to this website or this web page, which includes the Arduino IDE. It is to this is that we are going to input code into our Arduino board. So the newest version of this is the Arduino IDE 2.3. and we are going to be using that for the series. But by the time you're watching it, like, newer versions may have come out, but this only supports Windows 10 and newer and 64 bits. But if your computer is in Windows 10 or 32 bits, you might want to use the Arduino IDE 1.8, which is also known as the legacy IDE. This was the original IDE before this came out, and it's not that much different. So if you have loaded your Arduino IDE correctly, you will be open to something like this. So this is where we are going to work it, and this is where we are going to write code and input into the Arduino board. So let me just give you a quick roundup of view of this. This is the compile button or the verify button. This is used to check for errors and compile the code. This is the upload button, so we can upload the sketch into our Arduino board. This is the sketchbook where we'll find all our sketches. These Arduino codes are known as sketches. So yours might be empty, but we can develop this. Next is boards manager, where we might want to install board packages when we are working with new boards, but we will take a look at that later. Libraries, and we'll also explain this later in the coming episodes. It's not needed right now, and that's about it. Now let's set up our Arduino board. Go to tools, go to board, AVR boards, and select Arduino Uno. And once you've done that, go to ports and select whichever port your Arduino is connected to. So once you've done that, you will see something like this: Arduino Uno on COM 3. Because mine is on COM 3, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be COM 3 on yours. So what you're gonna do is go to files, examples, basics, blink. The code made by the official Arduino company, which familiarizes us with the Arduino board. So it turns an LED on for 1 second, then off for 1 second repeatedly. So let's just upload this to the board, just like this. So you should click on this, by the way. Now it's compiling the sketch. It's turning it into code that machine can understand. It cannot understand these arguments. So yeah, once compiling is done, it will upload the sketch into the code, and done uploading. So let's see what this has done to our Arduino board.
Well, obviously, it makes an LED blink.
Yeah, sure, but let's continue with the video. Just shut up. So as you can see, the LED has started blinking. Now, we didn't actually write any code, but in the next video, we are going to connect an external device and write our own code. So stay tuned for that. So thank you guys for watching till the end. And if you like this, please just make sure to drop a like and subscribe and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I upload the next episode of the series. So till next time, bye.